Next to the stage, everybody welcome Kit Corder.
All right. I'll kick this off with something that I wrote back on November 11th, which was the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I, which has a lot of meaning to me because I was pretty good friends with my neurasthenia is a word which it was called during World War I neurasthenia. Or the 11th day of the 11th month when the guns fell silent. I rose from my bed to ask your forgiveness, that the mankind you made should have fallen so far into the moat of human tragedy. The universe for horrible ways, gassed until bleeding from burned lungs, blind to all the terror as the shells form and grow until death takes you. How could you, most merciful God, hasten your 5 years, I guess? I love retirement. In each one, examining them for their moral lessons and the silly shortcomings of the actors. And then we bust a gut over how many times we backed ourselves into those same corners, finding the universal weakness, just plain stumbled along with our attention behind our eyes. You and I, we have survived the Grizz. We have, and the fox that plotted itself into our bank accounts, and the goddamn raccoons that raided our peace. But you know, none of that matters anymore. As we watch a hummingbird testing flowers for nectar, and just enjoying each other's company, spinning remembered stories into artful yarns during the final years of our share of the passage of time. Thank you.
That was Kit. Right there. That guy. All right. How about Desi? Welcome him up. Hello. Hello, Daisy. I wrote kind of as an exorcism of hurt feelings from a night where I felt tokenized by white people, and where after a show night and invite me to a restaurant that classified itself as Israeli soul food, and I think I'm like one of the chiller Muslims that like my friends have ever met, but there's just a few things that I react negatively to, so I ended up going home by myself and writing this poem. It's called Young Token. Tokenized trauma-induced hallucinations. Manifestations of hurt feelings spinning counterclockwise in kaleidoscopic detail. My silhouette, a drawing of a donkey on the wall. Take a shot of whiskey and pin the tail somewhere within the gradient from brown to Arab to Middle Eastern to Mediterranean, terracotta to pink. Remove your blindfold and rejoice in the results, knowing that the game is non-competitive and anyone who judges you for accuracy is a killjoy who hates fun and should probably just stay home if they're going to be bad vibes. Take another shot and remove the pin. Neither your landlord nor your guests will notice such a small hole. All right, thanks, Hannah Casey. All right, trying my best, you know? All right, lady narrator, come on up.
Hey.
Hi.
I can't decide if I want to do one poem about how love sucks or a poem about how everyone keeps butchering my name. Okay. Oh, damn, okay. Tell me how you really feel. So my name is Danya, and it's never pronounced correctly. Like, even by my friends. So,
Say Denaya.
yeah. Diana, Danya, Dania, Dania, it's Danya. It's cool. I have been called sexy more times than I have been called beautiful. But only the latter resonates as praise because you don't need to be beautiful to be sexy. And because I already know I am sexy. I built me this way. When I reassembled whatever pieces were left of me beneath all the man-made rubble, I am a but my picture no longer resembles the one on the box. I never fit in that box anyway. But everyone was an expert at misjudging me by my cover. Everyone is still an expert. Never underestimate a survivor in stilettos. She keeps her shoes sharp and her words sharper. Her body becomes the exhibit of what wasn't killed but made stronger. I have called myself survivor. More times than I've called myself victim. But I feel closer to the latter these days. Because even when you wear your scars proudly, the world will still survive. Continuously call you broken. Call me broken. I won't answer. That was never my name and it never will be. Broken is merely a phase I keep learning to outgrow. I have been called pretty. More times than I have been called ugly, but the sentiments of my unpretty are all that echo. Like the fact that not every pretty is a compliment, and the fact that not every is pretty. I have been called baby. More times than I have been called my name, and I'd rather have it that way. No man's tongue has ever proven itself worthy, capable of tasting my name or my body the right way. The adverb Danya, pronounced Danya, is what the trees in heaven do for the worthy. When a servant of God craves a fruit, the tree bends, nearer to them easing the pluck. No human manifests the meaning of their name as literally as I do, bending over backwards for whom never watered my roots, yet still expected the fruits of my labor. My name is a call to action, tells you I am neither the tree nor the fruit, but the efforts. My branches do not bend for you. Learn to love me in my action, in my growth, in every season, in all of my metamorphosis. Do not pluck me from my roots. Do not leave me hanging or with the bite stolen off my flesh. But when do men ever put in the effort for a woman? When they call her sexy, ugly, baby, broken, mastering the agricultural art of breeding blue balls instead of green thumbs? I'm not here to be beautiful anyway. I'm here to create it. To water my own roots, proudly reap everything I sow, my sexy, broken, pretty, beautiful Danya. And baby, I stopped caring about looking beautiful the moment I learned how to feel it instead.
Lady narrator, everybody. So just so we got this straight, the DAN is like Dan?
Yes, thank you.
And then the second part is Ya.
Yeah,
Okay.
is that Arabic? It is.
Well, shukran. Thank you for coming up. All right, so we actually have two more open mic readers. One of them's on the list, and one of them is a guest star. All right, a little cameo. All right, so let's welcome up a pretty good friend of mine who's had a hard week. Let's welcome her up, Mary Animal.
It's been a crappy week, so here's a really short one. It's called Advice from a Shadow. Follow close. Strike long, late in the afternoon. Blister sometimes. If they stand still, you stand still. If they dance, you dance. If they stand close, converge. Bend on walls, ripple on waves. Allow your shape to blur. When it gets dark or gloomy, disappear.
I feel like when they, well anyway, let's give it up for Mary. Always good. All right. So I feel like it's that time where it's like you went to like some radio concert and then like another band canceled and then one shows up and like you're like, oh, all right. So this side of the room, you're gonna care, I'm gonna care, and you soon will care. Everybody welcome Mark J. Sid.
Unmitigated gall of Mark. The unmitigated gall of Mark J. Sid.
That was nice. Alright, the title of this poem is the first verse, I guess. She told me I was the Regina George of the guys in our friend group. Which never would have occurred to me, because that makes no damn sense. There's never been a point where I looked into the mirror and said, hey you, congratulations, you are the alpha man bitch, the meanest of bros, the Regina George of dudes. Because that's the second stupidest thing ever. The first stupidest thing ever being that I never stopped to wonder what her observations said about how she saw social dynamics, especially concerning relational dominance. How she tried to apply her outlook on everyone else, like Gretchen Wiener's trying to make fetch happen. How neither my eyes, my ears, nor my ESPN informed me that she'd watched movies like Mean Girls and completely missed the point. How she continued to try and fit me into boxes for months because she could only see the simplest pieces of me, the parts she could understand. How it took me a while to come to terms with the fact that she was just one of those shows that's all cliffhangers and zero payoff. And tell her, that's against the rules, and you can't sit with us. This one's called The Day I Stopped Hating Myself. The day I stop hating myself is the day I will start hating myself for taking so fucking long to learn to stop hating myself. I mean, shit. I'm getting pissed right now just thinking about it. Am I such a pile of shit? A pile of shit currently being visited by the ghost of Christmas future, telling me in the future I'm still going to be a pile of shit. Why can't I do anything right?
You go, Glenn Coco. I mean, Mark J. Sid. There's another a really obscure Mean Girls reference. Anyway, he doesn't even go here. Okay, cool. All right, so that was our round of open micers. The list is up here if you're curious as to who went up, aside from Mark, because he's a guest, he's actually not on here. You have to ask people, who the hell was that guy? All right, so we're going to take a short break, use the bathroom, do what you got to do. Don't leave. We got Raw Avis coming up. And then she's going to feature, we're going to chat a little bit, and then we'll get out of here before, the ghosts at 9 o'clock. All right. That's a thing. You'll see. All right. Break.
I didn't want to turn because it's next to my foot.
Huh? Because I'm just hanging out waiting until we're ready.
How many more are with it?
Just one, and then we're gonna do a Q&A between her and I. So the people who cross themselves out is
Everybody, we're gonna get back into the groove of things.
In county jail, the toy master, I learned to think fast there. Hurry up, they all say. Hurry up and instead of a throat. Less than a year later, it's due, and I stored it in the toilet, lined with a trash bag, after we borrowed the toilet fresh. Everything there is a place of waste. So we did what we could. We scrubbed, we emptied, and we filled the negative space with heartening things. Flowers made from toilet paper in yesterday's news, that extra bra, the cigarettes made from tea, and strips of the Bible. In prison, the toilets flush once, then once again, then not again for minutes. The first is for courtesy, the second to finish, but if you time it wrong, you and your bunkie choke on the smell. The toilets are 3 feet from the bunk in her face desk. The flush will wake her up at night, and she will see inside. Wipe yourself clean, but you have to wipe it. There's so much waste. I begged for toilet paper. The strip search after promising that my room had none. The woman in the cell next to me ate hers, I suspect, and when the bag just stopped, I smuggled my sheets through her door, and her eyes would fill with tears of gratitude. She wasn't a kind person, yet. But I never believed she was waste either, no matter what they said. We don't flush people, we flush things. I flushed a toothpaste tube full of cocaine, several dozen apple cores, and on the day they told me I was a widow, and the day they told me she ran out of time while I was doing time. I did make it over a community prison toilet and pee, a woman I had met that morning watching the stream land in a tiny plastic container. She taped it up and wrote my name on it. Not the one that goes back uncounted generations, but the one that is nothing more than a count. There'll be I held it all in and left it all behind, but opened my eyes so I could see the marks it left. There's so much waste, all of it bruises, and only some of it blushes. Mrs. Caldwell, sometimes I have no answer. The doctor asks me to step on the scale, and the stranger asks why I went to prison. Waiting to be lifting, but only the doctor admits it. The bar pours himself a shot of bourbon, and the stranger asks why I went to prison. And both are trying to numb themselves to what they hear, but only the barkeep admits it. The Minecraft player hides a bomb in his fortress, and the stranger asks why. And both are aware I can't make it past walls they built, but only the gamer admits it. The city buys tickets to feed the one-winged eagle. The stranger asks why I went to prison. And I get it, everyone is just trying to see the freak show. There's something fascinating about a broken, false eagle, a free thing grounded, a tiny fish dying in your hand at the mercy of the appetites you choose to feed. No one wants to think about the fish, except the little girl in line who wants to know what they did wrong to deserve such a fate. Her parents ignore her, and the fish looks up, dying slowly for a show, willing her to stop searching for reasons to justify this cruelty. The girl rips the fish in half for the eagle, and the stranger asks why I went to prison. And both are just waiting for a chance to wash their hands, but it's never the stranger who admits it. The response to a tweet from the California State Corrections, they said, inmates saving in the Volunteer Fire Conservation Camp program are as lucky as those who can get to the position in the state's program. I wasn't assigned to me, structure firefighter, prison firefighter, firebox, and firehouse 531. We marched toward a steam corps, a single line, every turn marked by the last one in line. I was always the last one in line, lucky one, screaming in the fire. Last firefighter got it.
The day I retired my oranges, I got a call, turned myself out, EMT gear in hand, SCBA on back. I scaled the wall, 5 floors up to the girl who might have cut herself, but no one could tell through the brick. Up, and away. I swung my Halligan, did a 2-count smash, last firefighter, and fired, first firefighter. I jumped into the room and my footprints are left in blood. One small step, one big lift with my back onto my shoulders. They seemed like such small shoulders till they carried life. Life leaking its way out of her. Mars red melting out of her, onto me, all over my hands. I tried to hold her in. My hand wrapped around a gash in her throat, and I think I did it. I think I did it because I could feel the moment when the god of war slid back into her. She woke up kicking and nearly shook me, left me an astronaut city criminal down the ladder. But I kept climbing, and I kept holding. I tried not to think about her lifeblood dripping into my mouth where my poetry likes to hide, and what it would mean about my arms if she died before my boots reached earth then, and if I could have held her softer. But in a fire, the safest place to rest is where everything is burnt dead already. I pressed her to my newly widowed heart, and newly harnessed her to my gravity. California was on drought warning that day, no showers allowed. The captains wrenched open a fire hydrant, and my vintage chartreuse fire engine kissed me clean, shooting water everywhere like the test rocket on a launch pad I saw when I was 6. Death and drenched, that day I made 26 cents, 11 after taxes. But my fire boot left a print on wet cement on my run to the ambulance. They charged me $47. There's a thing that happens to astronauts who have seen their footprints on the moon. A strange sadness they carry knowing they will never see that print again, knowing that Earth will never look the same. A strange sadness they carry knowing how much gravity their small human shoulders can actually bear. A really, really strange sadness for such a lucky one. This is actually a blog post, not a poem, but lava. When I was a kid, I was ready for lava. I would reach from chair to table, rescuing my home from its ashen fate and heated, unstoppable ooze. It was a game, I suppose, but to me, it was preparation. I took it seriously. When I was a kid, I was afraid of the substances that could kill you in an instant, the creatures that could snap away the whole of your life in a flash. Lava, poison, quicksand, kaijus. Things that took away your chance at survival. I didn't know enough to know I should be afraid of survival too. I didn't know I should be more afraid of mouths that mark you for a lifetime than the jaws that swallow you whole. I didn't know I should be afraid of the small teeth, the kind that chomp away in tiny pieces so slowly you almost forget you are losing yourself. I didn't know I should be afraid of the poison that does not kill you, the poison that sits in your belly and churns and makes a sickness from a healthy mind, the poison that gives you reasons to die. When I was in prison, the girls used to say that if the city flooded, we would be left to ourselves. That it's happened all over the country. That no one shames the city for leaving its trash out like a sacrifice when the river comes to take. That no one blames the city for letting Mother Nature wreak punishment on those in need of it. When I was in prison, I was ready for flood. But I wasn't ready for survival. Wasn't ready to walk out the gates with a belly full of poison and a body covered in bites. I wasn't ready to walk out with bigger, invisible fears than even a whole world turned to ash. I leap from chair to table, warning people that the floor is lava or maybe blood, and something that's eating us in small bites and filling us with death, and there are some locks so strong that we forget the people behind them. I leap from chair to table, warning that the floor is lava, sweating in the heat of it, aching from the work, but tired, so tired of the same old game, and so frustrated that it still isn't a game to me at all. The widow can teach you how to say deep love. The felon can teach you how to breathe free. The girl of color can teach you how to make yourself invisible. But not me. I'm too student to be any kind of teacher. I'm too unplaced, unpersoned, unthing to be any kind of known. I become a girl I love. I love the potential energy of a word with action in it. Skip, 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 splash. Never could I imagine myself a river rock, but I have sunk before. Crack, rumble, roar, zap. Never could I imagine myself a storm, but I have lit a crinkled sky. I spark, a flicker, a fade. I'm too soft now, and maybe never, to be any kind of lightning. Too verb to be any kind of know-how. I'm momentum without legs or direction or wheels. A motion forward without a center of stay. I creep,
And I don't know what to write that isn't steeped in now. So I say my piece and step off the stage. I bid her, I pat her. I poof. Thank you.
Keep it going for Ra while we get set up.
Is that good? Is that far enough away? Tell me when it's good. Yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead and check it for a second. Okay, cool. So, exactly. All right. So, Ra, how many times have you done our open mic or even featured?
I've only featured once, but I've done the open mic a dozen times, probably.
How'd you find out about us?
I had no idea. I paroled to Long Beach and kind of found out about poetry through that whole scene, so I don't know.
Why Long Beach?
Well, I was in Orange County at the time of my arrest, and then my husband died, and I didn't have a home there, so I had to parole to a county that was willing to take in someone who didn't have anybody around her to keep her accountable.
Happenstance way, do you feel like Long Beach has been better than you would have expected?
Yeah, Long Beach is great. I love it. It's really become home to me, which is weird. I lived in Orange County for a decade. I think I came to Long Beach once, maybe twice. So I don't know. It's one of those things where when you're in Orange County, if you're going to drive this far, you might as well go to LA
Right.
all the way through. I don't know, but I love being here. It's a whole different world, and I love it.
Which part of Orange County were you in?
All parts, but my house was in Irvine.
Irvine, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is about. It's SoCal people in general. It's like if it's like 15 minutes away, they'll act like it's, you know,
Oh, for sure.
up north,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're going to Santa Ana? It's like, why don't you just keep going to San Diego?
You might as well just go to Mexico.
Yeah,
Why
exactly,
stop?
exactly. Interestingly enough, the largest Mexican population outside of Mexico is in Santa Ana.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So let's get a little bit of background before the prison thing. So tell us a little bit about growing up.
I was born in South Texas, San Antonio. 5 brothers and sisters. I'm half Indian, half Mexican. We moved a lot, so I also lived in Washington State. I went to a lot of schools, so...
Were you a military kid? Is that why you guys moved so much?
No, no. My parents were professors, but they have this... They just moved a lot. They like to open small businesses. They call it resurrecting them. They find businesses that are dying, that are either important to a town or important to a family, and they take them over.
And they go in like Gordon Ramsay and yell at them?
Yeah, they fix it all up.
Okay.
All the kids work there until it's straight, and then they give it back to the place. So it's like their hobby. So we moved where the businesses were.
So they were like 20 years too late for the whole...
For like a TV show.
Yeah, for a reality show.
Thank goodness, yeah.
Yeah. That would have made things worse, I think.
Yeah.
So when did you start writing? I know that's kind of like a fluffy question, but like when did you start writing in earnest, really?
Well, I wrote my whole life. I won a short story award when I was 7, so that's like the earliest, like a serious moment of writing before that. So.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm always taken with the vulnerability that comes out when you present your pieces. Because you stand up here, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, there's like a strength there, but you're talking about things that a lot of people might shy away from like sharing in public. So I just wanted to talk about some of the pieces you did tonight. What I was interested about, what really took me, or I was taken with in Flush, the first poem, is that toilet and jail become this sort of like intertwined metaphor, right? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, how so? What do you
Well,
want?
what I mean is you keep mentioning things like so much waste, and it kind of in your other poems, there's this sort of discussion of the world outside of prison and how they look at. So.
It's okay, if not, I'll just take it.
Yeah.